Begin. Let's go ahead and find your spot. Just take a moment to sway and move and kind of get into it. Let's see. I need a couple more lights real quick. Oops. There we go. All right. Now we got the lights plugged in. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's get into it. Exhale. Gather the breath. Let it go. Using the breath to release. Gather, breathe in. Hold it for a moment. Feel the fullness of the breath and let it go. And chi up. Breathe into your belly. You can be brisk with the hands, or you can be nice and slow and easy and gentle, or just hold the hands together. You can keep it up. Go ahead and keep it up. Breath in the belly. Free to twist, sway, and move as you wish. Slow it down. Hold the hands together. Breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, hands moving down to the floor as if they can reach into the ground. And shaking the branches of the tree. Free to twist, sway, and move. Also, if you ever watch a cat, that they do with their paws, they'll kind of massage and kind of move around a little bit, so that feels nice. And sometimes, a lot of times, that's what I'll end up doing. Even if I'm standing still, I'll just kind of move my knees very gently and just barely and gently press into my balls of my feet, and just kind of have this little bit of connection in my feet and movement in my knees. Even if I'm standing still in meditation, I might occasionally, or if I'm moving my breath, kind of move the feet. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but even if you're standing still, you might go ahead and play around with, pushing and moving. Let the hips move and the knees move, even if you're standing still, or like we do with dream walking, gently lifting the knees, so, and the heels. Exhale. So even here, as I breathe in, and kind of massage my feet against the earth, ends up looking like a little bit of a twist in my body. Exhale down, almost like I'm walking in place. I'm just kind of moving into my thighs and knees, a little bit side to side. Breathe. And let it go. Hands on the hips, shifting the weight side to side, and letting my body find the balance. Feeling my body supported onto one foot and then the other. Shifting the weight. Just for a moment, finding a seat, finding a balance point as I hover more on one leg than the other. Shifting side to side. And then shift to one side. Turn the hips like a handle, let the toe turn to a diagonal. And then bring the weight to the middle for a moment. And feel how having one toe a little bit more open lets you point in a direction but also stay pretty stable and strong. So if that's the direction I'm moving in, I want my toes to point and my belly and my head to point where I'm going to go. Let's shift back, the toe turns in. If I can't pivot on the heel, I can pick up the foot and turn it. So I can pivot still in the hip ball joint, but pick up my foot instead. Shift the weight, let the toe turn to a diagonal, and then bring the weight to the middle. And just see how it is. Feel how it is in that standing posture. with one toe turned out. Shift center, toe turns in, or I can pick up my foot and toes forward. And then find the middle, find the seat, breath in the belly. Feel your connection to your feet on the earth. Connection of your breath in your belly. And shift the weight. I take the weight off the weight on the side, and then I can turn the toe comfortably as my hips turn, or I can pick up my foot and turn it, and then bring the weight to the middle once again. So instead of being in a seated back, light leg balancing stance, or pressing forward into an eagle stance or a lunging stance, I can still open up my posture a little bit, but keep my weight to the middle, keeping the pressure off my feet. Turn the hips like a handle, toe turns in, or I can pick up the foot and turn it, then bring the weight to the center, right into the middle, breath in the belly. Feel the connection of the feet to the earth. Shift the weight. Turn the toe out to a diagonal, and then bring the weight to the center, and let yourself land into your feet, land into your body, your legs seated upright. And if you remember about gently tucking the tailbone, as long as my knees are bent, I can lengthen my lumbar spine and tuck my tailbone under and shift off that leg. So now I can move it again and then bring the weight to the center. Breath in my belly. Every time I focus on my breath, helps to soothe my nervous system, calm and focus my mind, helps me get into my body, breath in the belly. And moving side to side, shift my weight, toe turns out, I can pivot on the heel or pick up a foot, bring the weight center. Shift the weight back, toes forward and center. Shift the weight to the other side, turn the toe, bring the weight center. Sit back, take the weight off the foot and center. Now I'm going to pick up my heel, turn my hips, and let my heel come in. So now my toe's at a diagonal. So I've kind of brought my heel in, or I can pick up my foot and bring my heel in. So I could turn my toe out to step to the side, or I can bring my heel in, which also brings my toe to the pointing to the side. Bring the weight even. Find your seat. Breath in the belly. Shift the weight off the foot so I can turn it. Bring the weight to the center. Breath in the belly. Shift the weight. Let the heel come in. So I'm still going to let my butt and my hips turn. So if I want to go, I'm sitting here and I want to go to that direction, I let my whole body turn from my hips. And I let my heel come in. And then bring the weight center. So my toe and my belly and my head and eyes, if I was going to walk off to the side, then now all I'd have to do is let my other foot turn. And now both of my feet are pointing in the correct direction. Right, so toes forward, center. So right now we're doing a step. Instead of putting pressure on the joint by grinding the heel into the ground or grinding the ball of the foot like you're doing the twist, I'm going to pick up the foot. Pick up the foot. I shift my weight. I balance for a moment. I pick up my foot and turn. Find the center. Shift the weight. Balance for a moment. Pick up the foot. Plant it. Breath in the belly. Shift. My heel comes in. So my toe kind of stays right where it's at, and I let my heel come in. So my hips and my butt swing back. And then if I was going to step in that direction, then I'd bring my weight forward and let the other toe turn. So now, like you're getting ready to run, you're pointed in the right direction. So I let my toes turn forward, breath in the belly, and shift side to side, riding the stance. Breath in the belly. shift the weight. Feet together. Maybe you need to keep them a little bit further apart, right? Whatever you need to do for balance and comfort in your body, that's what you do. Come all the way up. Sink back down. Balance and open up. And step the toe out a little bit. Bring my weight even between both feet. Breath in the belly. Shift my weight. Balance myself to one side, and then I can step the toe in or pick up my foot. If I can't bring my feet side by side, then I can keep them open a little bit. Come up. Once I find my center, then I can rise up. Sink back down. Shift the weight and open up. Find the center, breath in the belly. Moving side to side. Shift. We're going to keep the knees bent this time, but bring the weight even. Shift, empty the leg from the side, and step out. Find the middle. Breath in the belly. Shift. Feet together. I balance my way in. Then I let my weight shift. My center of gravity move right over my feet. My knees are still bent. And then I shift and open back up and find the middle. Shifting side to side. Center. Shift and open. Find the middle. Shift to the side. Feet together. Find the center. Shift and open up. Find the middle. Shift together. Breath in the belly. Shift and open center. Breath in the belly. Side to side. I'm making my breath pretty loud so you can hear it. Just to help you, remind you to breathe. Breathe when you hear me breathing. Yours doesn't have to be so big or loud. One more time. Find the center. Adjusting breath. Exhale. Inhale, gather from the belly up to the chest. Let the breath fill from the bottom up. Empty from the chest down into the belly, from the top down. As if you could reach to your feet and breathe from your feet to your head. From your head back down into your feet. As if you could scoop into the earth and breathe the earth up into the sky. As if you could reach the top of the sky and breathe the sky down through the body into the earth. And shake it out a little bit. And you could step in place or twist, sway, and move, or move the heels a little bit and dream walk a little bit. Or again, you could kind of be like a cat and just kind of gently, work. It also feels nice just to put your hands out and you can kind of play with that a little bit too. So if I want to push my hand forward, I kind of have to let my hip rotate and move my thigh and let my knees move a little bit. And almost like I was trying to, if you've ever seen a cat, like take its claws and kind of like grip and pull and kind of massage that way. I can kind of imagine my feet and my toes and my hands, my legs and my arms kind of working together. You can hold your arms lower and just kind of, it also could become a little bit of a shoulder and hips thing. Breath in the belly. So play around with it. What is my body like? How does that feel good to me? And then I can also make that very subtle, not very visually obvious, but as I'm moving or standing, I could be gently massaging my body, my feet, with that little bit of like almost like gripping and pulling. Just letting my body move. If my body wants to move, I allow that. And maybe once I've worked out enough of my stuff, I can settle and ease into the beingness. Now, once again, adjusting breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathe from the feet up to the head, from the head down into the feet. So here you can kind of see my legs moving a little bit. I'm kind of pressing and gripping the earth, from the earth up to the sky, from the sky down into the earth. And chi up. Rubbing the hands briskly, breath in the belly. And even here, I could wiggle my hips a little bit. Just let the motion get through my whole body. Yeah, shake it out. Just letting the body open up. Opening up the spaces in between. The dense material of the body, cells, bones, into the spaces in between. Molecules and atoms, spaces in between. Opening up, shake it out a little bit. Relax the arms, gently trunk twisting. So you can kind of give you a little closer view than we normally do. But my hips are actually gently twisting. Because my feet are pointing forward, I can only twist my hips so far. And I'm pushing off from one foot to the other. Let's just keep it light and easy and gentle today. And if I need to widen my stance a little bit, I can do that. And let my thighs and my knees and my hips move my body for me. And I feel the pressure of my feet gently pushing from one foot to the other. Breath in the belly. And now let that slow down and relax. And that same kind of little bit of pressing in the feet and letting the hips move a little bit and the thighs move. Now let your shoulders and arms relax. Let your hips swing side to side. As the hip swings back, it pulls the shoulder back, just like you're walking down the street. You're just gently walking in place, light and easy, very gentle. Breath in the belly. Letting the arms swing, letting the body twist. Breath in the belly. These kinds of movements help to circulate blood, fluids in the legs. Helps with circulation. So it's a little bit of pumping action. Calf muscles have a lot to do with getting the circulation to the extremities, to the toes and back. Get a little bit of action in my calves, my thighs, my hips moving side to side. Some of the benefits that I would receive from going for a walk. And if I can't do that, and I could even just keep it really, really light and easy. And if my body's responding well, and I want to imagine I've got a long stride and my arms are really swinging, and I can go a little bit stronger with my motion. So it just depends on my body, on today, how I feel, and then just let it relax. And just gently rock back onto the heels for a moment, and then onto the balls of the feet, just briefly rocking back. And I counterbalance myself by letting my butt go back a little bit. And then I'm going to let my heels come forward a little bit. Bring my heels off the ground just a little bit. And shake it out. Lightly stepping in place. Adjusting breath. Over and over and over, retraining my body. Breathe from the belly up to the chest. 3 cleansing breaths, adjusting the breath. Exhale from the chest down into the belly. Squeeze it out best I can, and I can massage my feet and move a little bit, twist a little bit. From the feet up to the head. From the head down into the belly, or to the feet. From the earth up to the sky. From the sky down into the earth. And then relax. So it may take tens of thousands of times, but as many times as I can a day, if I can take 15 to 30 seconds and take a deep breath, take 3 of them, that's what helps to retrain the nervous system. And that abdominal movement helps to retrain the diaphragm. So we're actually getting diaphragmatic movement, lymphatic circulation, and all the good things that come with deep breathing. But I use those 3 deep breaths as a way to recenter myself and to calibrate my nervous system and to nudge and guide me back into parasympathetic state. So it might take days, weeks, months, and years of regular practice, and then all of a sudden the nervous system goes, deep breath, natural breath. So what happens after I do those 3 breaths is my body learns to become calm and still. My nervous system eventually catches on. Let's do that one more time. Adjusting breath, exhale. You can be twisting, sway and move, or seated. Breathe from the belly up to the chest, up chest down into the belly, release, squeeze it. Using an exaggerated breath. From the feet up to the head. From the head down into the feet. From the earth up to the sky. From the sky down into the earth. I do this before doctor's appointments, before meetings. I find that I'm emotionally heightened. And I might not get the relief right away, but if I can just remember to take a step aside, to take some deep breaths, eventually my nervous system and my mind and my body will catch on to what I'm up to. But I have to be persistent. I have to catch it and actually use the wisdom and apply it. Resting the hands on the thighs, riding the wave, pushing up through the feet. So even if I was seated in a chair, I could gently push my feet against the ground as I raise my arms and still have the body sensation of pushing myself up. Legs lengthen, arms rise, and everything floats back down. Riding the wave up, ride the wave down. Breath easy in the belly, so I'm not making it really loud and obvious, but inhaling as I rise up. Exhale as I come down. This is another great exercise, and it's not too weird that you could get away with it, in a waiting room or something. Another way to get the whole body engaged. breath in the belly, getting blood flowing, energy moving, soothing the body, soothing the mind. Exhale as we sink. Inhale as we rise. Exhale and release. And shake it out a little bit. Wiggle the hips, the shoulders, move around and feel around in there. What is going on? And if I'm seated, then I would just work around in my chair, my sit bones. In fact, let's go ahead and have a seat. And we're just going to have the feet flat on the ground and feet about hip width apart, whatever's comfortable. And so we're going to do our looking behind exercise, but we're going to practice it seated. And let's just start with the motion itself. So for standing, we would have knees bent and we would straighten the legs as we turn the head. But this time, I'm just going to gently push my feet against the ground and turn my head to the side. Take my eyes and look far behind. I'm going to press my hands against my knees or my thighs. Press my feet down gently and bring the head to the center. And I'm going to relax everything. So we want to squeeze and release, like squeezing a sponge. This also helps to train the nervous system by identifying what tension feels like and what relaxation feels like. So if I do it voluntarily and I go ahead and squeeze for a moment, maybe a gentle squeeze, maybe a firm squeeze, squeeze your toes together, squeeze and let it go. Over time, my body system catches up to what I'm up to, and it learns to tell the difference between I'm tight, tense, uncomfortable, and oh, that feels better. That's relaxing. Let's do that one more time. Squeeze everything. Western practices, they call this progressive relaxation. Neuromuscular contractions, squeeze and release. But it's also the same techniques that are embedded in yoga and qigong and other things like that. So body wisdom and all this stuff, where whatever the source, it's all same or similar. So continue with looking behind. So I'm just going to gently push my feet against the ground, lightly engaging my legs, turn my head to the side. I'm looking behind, and then press my hands against my knees gently, feet pressing down, turn the head to the front, and relax. So I want to feel the little bit of tension and let it go. Looking behind to the other side, turn the head, pushing my feet gently against the ground, and now let everything relax. Looking behind, press the palms against the knees, press the feet down gently, and turn the head to the front. As the head and eyes come forward, and then relax, let it go. It may take squeezing it to actually get it to relax a little bit more than it was before. That's all we're after, a little bit better than the time before. Head up, turn, look behind. Press the palms against the thighs or knees, feet towards the ground. Turn the head, looking behind, let the eyes and head come center. And relax. Now let's do that with the breath on each side. Adjusting breath. Squeezing out. We're working the spine. Squeeze it out. And we're teaching the breath to fill from the belly up to the chest. From the chest down into the belly. From the feet up to the head. From the head down into the feet. From the earth to the sky. From the sky down into the earth. Rest your hands on your thighs. Up, inhale, look behind. Look behind. Press the legs, turn the head, exhale. Come into center, relax. Up inhale, look behind. Hold the breath, look behind, and release to center. And chia. So even here, I could be just gently shifting and swaying side to side. I could even gently twist. I can still do the little cat paw massage and gently press my toes and the balls of my feet against the earth and just kind of move a little bit like I'm washing my hands, like I'm washing my arms, my elbows, like I'm washing around my armpit, shoulder, and behind the shoulder if you can reach there. Combing the hair. And if that's too sensitive, I could lightly tap, or I could just lightly move my fingers up along my scalp, the back of my head, the base of the skull, down the sides of the neck, towards the shoulders. And if you can, place your fingers in that spot right beside the shoulder blades and the spine right in between, and just kind of move the shoulders around. And you might feel some tightness or some pain. Be gentle. But if you can hook your fingers in there a little bit and kind of gently massage around the collarbone, across to the top of the pec and chest and where the lung tissue connects. Very lightly tapping on the chest or just placing your hands on the heart. Very lightly at the throat or just place your hands just below the throat. Very lightly in the solar plexus or just place your hands there. Very lightly in the belly or just place your hands there. Floating ribs, side of the rib cage, gently or just place your hands there. Very lightly in the kidneys, lower back, or just put your hands there. And if you can't reach around, that's okay. You could just hold them here instead. Shake it out a little bit. Or you could be really slow and deliberate and light and just kind of wiggle the fingers around. And you don't have to be vigorous at all. Roll the shoulders, let the hands, the thumbs turn back, and thumbs turn in. Just a little bit. Just kind of wave and feel around. You might end up doing a move, you might end up doing some cloud hands, or you might end up like, oh, wow, it feels good. And you might work into some kind of stretch. Or you might feel like, oh yeah, it's really talking to me. And I might just put my hand there for a moment. I might even just leave my hand in place and roll and rotate my shoulder and move my arm to help get in there. Maybe it's my knees, and I might be massaging my knees. All the while, breath in the belly, breath in the belly. Working the thighs and the hamstrings, working around the hips. Maybe I can lean to the side and pat my butt, work the other leg. Certain areas of the body can take a lot of, strong action. The butt, the tush can take, kind of get in there pretty good, but there's other areas where you want to be really gentle, really soft, and especially if you feel your body talking back to you. If you can get down there into the calves, if you can reach your calves, give the calves a good massage. They do a lot of work for us. And if you can lift your leg and get your foot up there. If you can't, don't worry about it. You could just also move your feet a little bit, like you're dream walking. So there's so many things that I do seated. I might do, I might find an uncomfortable spot in my meditation. I might move a little bit. All that stuff I can do right here. If you can get your foot up and just gently work the foot. Just touching it. Just touching it. Even if you're not massaging. Even if you just squeeze your toes for a moment. Or squeeze your heel. Heel's another guy that can take a lot of impact. If you can't reach your feet, then just kind of gently massage, just like a cat paw. massaging the spot where it's gonna, kitty's gonna lay down and take a nap, rest. Good. Okay. One last deep breath. Gather. Hold it as long as you can. That's 1 second or 10 seconds, whatever you've got. And then release it with an ah sound. Beautiful. Namaste. She.